Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called Amsterdam's beautiful dunes are perfect for hikers hiking the Netherlands. I did not know that Amsterdam and the Netherlands had dunes. I didn't know, yeah, because I don't think like the weather would have allowed this, but apparently it does. Also, I'm thinking of like hiking. To me, I associate like hiking, well, obviously it's nature walking, but I associate this with more like uphill like mountains, something a little bit like it's not flat. You're not just walking. Although I know that you can do this, you can hike in like a flat terrain. But I'm wondering like how big hiking is, because from my understanding, like Amsterdam and the Netherlands is a really flat country in general. So I have a lot of questions about how this works. Maybe it's just like they just hike in like flat terrain. But I also want to know what they do. So let's check it out and comment, like and subscribe.
When you think of the Netherlands, you may think of windmills, tulip fields, Amsterdam and famous painters like Van Gogh and Rembrandt. But this flat little country in Europe has so much more to offer, especially if you're into nature or hiking. You just have to know where to find the right spots. That's where we come in. In this series, we're exploring hiking possibilities in the Netherlands. We will show you specific areas, go through the different routes, and give you practical information, tips.
It's crazy because that's always, you're telling me that's in Amsterdam, but I had never thought Amsterdam looked like that. I think because I have in my brain, like it's just like the city and not nature, as in like nature walking over there.
And recommendations. We're starting with the beautiful dunes and forests of the Amsterdamse waterleidingduinen.
Oh my god!
Which in English translates to Amsterdam water supply dunes.
Yeah, the water gave it away. It's the same.
The Amsterdam Water Supply Dunes is a gorgeous nature reserve located along the coast of the Netherlands, between Zandvoort and Noordwijk. It's an area of 3,400 hectares, around 5 kilometers wide and 10 kilometers long.
Okay.
For the viewers in the United States, that's 8,400 acres and 3.1 by 6.2 miles. It's a pretty big area with a few different types of terrain. As the name suggests, most of the area is covered in dunes. There are white sandy dunes, grey dunes with flowery grass fields, and wet valleys in between with many small pools. Besides, there are also some lush forests at certain locations with a beautiful oak.
Are those in the same place? It's crazy!
Alder, birch and beech trees. The area is divided in 3 different zones. First, there's a strolling core where visitors can enjoy the peaceful and quiet nature. This is the core of the reserve where avid hikers can have a great time. Secondly, there's the sea zone, which functions as a seawall that reaches heights of up to 20 meters, which is about 65 feet.
I love that they have like the water next to it. This is incredible.
This area consists mostly of white dunes with dusty sand. Lastly, there's the inner dune.
Yeah, it's just like right to the next to the beach.
Which is located near the entrances to the park and is aimed at people who like short walks.
I love that one.
This zone has well-maintained paths and colored routes for easy navigating. The forests are located in this area as well.
I love the forest. I think those were my favorite parts.
Besides being a great place to relax and do some hikes, the dunes have a function to filter rainwater. This is the first step in the process to create fresh drinking water for at least 2/3 of Amsterdam's residents. About 70 million
okay, so it's useful. It's not just for recreation.
cubic meters of fresh drinking water is filtered through the area per year, which is about 28,000 Olympic swimming pools. You can encounter all kinds of wildlife during your walks.
Oh my god! Are those
there
deer?
are a whole lot of wild fallow and roe deer just strolling around. Please try and leave.
I would die if I were just hiking and I saw one of these. Like, I would just cry because they're so beautiful.
Leave them be and keep your distance when you encounter them. If you're lucky, you can catch a glimpse of some foxes, a European pine marten or a Eurasian bittern. Besides that, there are lots of different birds.
Of course, all of the insects are cool, but if I saw a deer or a fox, like again, I would just die because they're so adorable.
Insects and mushrooms throughout the reserve, so bird watchers might enjoy the area as well. So let's dive into the routes. The Amsterdam Water Supply Dunes is the perfect place for hiking. The paths are well maintained, the nature itself is beautiful, and there's a large variety of hikes you can do.
It's gorgeous.
There are 4 main entrances to the park. Each entrance has 2 hikes you can do by following the color-coded poles along the way. There are also several routes you can do by using a map from the visitor center. And there is a day hike available that you can take around the park. This is a 30-kilometer walk that takes you about 6 hours. Most of these routes are loops
I think that's a great day plan.
that end up at the same place where you started. Each entrance has a map at the beginning where you can see most of the routes. You can also check the website for all available paths. We'll put a link in the description. Besides the regular routes, you can make your own. You're allowed to go off the path within the nature reserve and just walk any direction you'd like. This is especially
What if you get lost?
great in the strolling core, where it's really open and quiet. You can easily just stroll around for a day without seeing other people. You can go a direction every time you visit and no hike will be the same.
Well, yes, if you live there, but if you're a tourist, I would be like, oh my god, I'm staying close, I don't want to get lost.
Let's get practical. How can you get there? How much does it cost? And when is the park open?
Yes.
Let's get to it.
As I've said before, there are 4 different entrances to the park. We'll go through all of the entrances from north to south. The first entrance is called Zandvoortselaan and is located in Zandvoort. It's on the route to the beach of Zandvoort, which is also known as Amsterdam Beach to tourists.
Oh, and you can just go to the beach and then or hike and then like go to the beach, or they're separated?
You start in a small forest area, but you eventually walk into a wide and open dune landscape. There's also lots of water nearby this entrance, so if you'd like to see beautiful channels and small lakes, this is the place to go.
It's so pretty.
The second entrance is called Oase and is located in Vogelenzang. The entrance is located in the forest area of the park. So if you like the woods, this is the perfect place to start your hike. The visitor
They're also beautiful, how can you decide?
center is also located near the entrance. It's called the Oranjekom. So if you need more information, you're welcome to drop by during visiting hours. The third entrance is also located in Vogelenzang and is called Pannenland. You start out in a gorgeous forest with lots of different trees. If you follow the main path, you eventually walk into the wide open dune landscape where you can easily make your own path. The fourth and last entrance is located in the Zilk and is also named that way. This entrance is located right in the wide and open dune landscape, making it the perfect starting zone for going off path. There are also lots of small hills nearby, so if you're into elevation differences, this is the place to be.
Okay,
All entrances have
so it's a little bit like harder.
parking for cars and bikes. There's also a bus stop nearby each of the entrances, which
Great.
makes them easily accessible by public transport. Just put in the address for the entrance of your choice into Google Maps and it'll show you how to get there. It costs €1.50 for a ticket to the park.
That's so cheap.
Visitors under 18 years can go for free. You can park your car for the whole day for €2 and pay for both tickets at the entrance using a
Again, that's incredibly cheap.
debit or credit card. You can buy the entry ticket online as well. The park is open between sunrise and sunset
This clip looks like Africa.
throughout the year, so it's only closed when the sun is down. The visitor center
Okay.
at the Oase entrance is usually open on
Makes sense, so you're in like overnight camping over there.
Tuesday till Sunday from 10 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock in the afternoon, including
all day.
holidays. 2 of the main entrances have a restaurant where you can have a nice
Oh.
meal after your hike. The Pannenland entrance has a restaurant called Boshut het Pannenland. It has classic Dutch pancakes, sandwiches, soup and lots of other dishes and beverages.
Sounds delicious.
There's also a terrace and you can even get some delicious ice cream. Check their website for more information and when they're open. The Zandvoortselaan entrance has a restaurant called Dune. Besides the regular Dutch pancakes and sandwiches, you can order pokeballs,
I love the name. It's just like Dune, called Dune. Great. Like, easy to remember.
sushi, burgers and other dishes.
Okay.
It has a terrace
It's more like international food, no, less traditional.
and even an area that looks like a beach. Check their
Yes.
website for more information and when they're open. Besides these 2 restaurants, there are several other restaurants outside
Yeah, but is that part actually go to the beach or no? Because literally, are those the little things that you have when you're like at the beach and you sort of like rent them?
the park. Or you can just bring some food yourself and have a picnic. To keep the park clean and healthy for everyone, the park has several rules. The main rule is that the park is meant for walking and running only. No cycling or skating is allowed in the park. And unfortunately for dogs,
Yeah, because it erodes the paths. Like rocks like get basically erosion. Like it's the enemy, number one enemy.
dog owners, dogs are not allowed. But if you want to cycle
Because it's a national park, right? I love national parks. Have the no pets allowed.
through the dunes, there's a beautiful cycling path along the coast. There are several other rules you need to keep into account.
There's
I'll
horses.
sum them up quickly. No swimming, camping or open fires. You're not allowed to feed, hunt or take the animals. Drones and metal detectors are not allowed. And lastly, keep your clothes on.
Why did no drones? I'm surprised by that one. Is it because you need a permit maybe? That's the rule that I'm like, that's weird.
Naked recreation is not allowed. You should have your entry ticket on hand when you're in the park. And of course make sure to keep the park clean. Keep
Yes.
your waste with you until you find a garbage bin. You can find more
Good advice when you're walking in a park or a street or basically anywhere else.
information on the official website of the park. The website is in Dutch, but you can use Google Translate to translate it to English. You can also go to the visitor center or send them an email. We'll put the links in the description.
We love going to the Amsterdam water supply dunes. We go there a lot and would love to give you some tips and recommendations.
The best time to go is during spring and summer, when the dunes are green and the weather can get quite nice.
Makes sense.
Autumn can also be really beautiful when you go through the forest areas. But even in bad or
Oh my god, yes, I remember, I'm remembering. I'm imagining the autumn sort of like situation over there with all those trees, and I think it would be so incredibly beautiful.
cold weather, the park is a beautiful place to take a nice hike. Just wear the appropriate clothing. What we like to do when we go to the Silk entrance is to walk to the beach, walk along the beach for a bit and then head back towards the entrance. It can be a long trip, but it's really great with good weather.
Yes.
For a nice short hike, we recommend
Can you like, oh no, there's no swimming. I was like, oh, can you swim on the beach? No, there's no swimming allowed.
the orange route at the Oase entrance. This takes you about 1.5 hours, where you mostly go through the forest and parts of the dune landscape. We also like to get off the path and just explore the area. Just pick a direction and go. This can be really peaceful, since you probably won't encounter anyone else. Just bring some good shoes and make sure your phone is charged if you need a GPS to find your way back. When you walk through the dunes,
Always good rule of thumb when you're hiking.
you're going to be exposed to the sun, so make sure to use sunscreen, wear a cap or use sunglasses. The sun can get quite strong, especially during the summertime. Another tip is to go with a group and bring a ball, frisbee or anything else you can use to play some fun games with. You can do tag, hide and seek or any other game. We actually organize...
Do adults play hide and seek? I think that's a children's game, but I would love actually to play an adult game of like hide and seek. I didn't know that people like adults did that in this day and age.
something called Dunes Day during the summer. It's a day where we go hiking with friends and play lots of fun and crazy games. We'll put a link with more information.
Oh my god, that sounds so good!
That's it for our first Hiking the Netherlands video. There's a reason why we chose the Amsterdam water supply dunes as our first episode. We really love this place. We like to go here as much as possible for a relaxing stroll or a longer hike. We like the Silk entrance the most. You can just go off the path immediately and explore the grassy dunelands in any direction. We also really like that cycling isn't allowed inside the nature reserve. A lot of Dutch parks have mixed paths for hikers and cyclists, which can be quite inconvenient for hikers.
Yeah.
Especially if you have to share a small path and have to make way.
Yes.
In the dune area, there are dedicated paths for cyclists, so everyone gets to enjoy the park, which is a major plus in our book.
Yes, I agree.
Whenever you're in the Netherlands and the weather allows for it, we highly recommend you coming here. It's a beautiful nature reserve where you can relax and enjoy some nice hikes. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Like the video and subscribe to our channel if you're interested in more content like this. We're also making a compilation video of this area, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.
With the sunset, it looks like some like a savanna in Africa or something. Okay, I love this place. Now I want to go. I have like my bucket list that I all the places that I want to go if I ever find myself in the Netherlands, because it's so incredibly pretty. I would definitely go there. I would do like again, I'm thinking as a tourist, I would go there and I would definitely do like the long sort of like the one that was like I think 30 kilometers, 25 or 30 kilometers. I would do that one just because I would want to go like through the whole loop and I want to go and see everything because it looks like a really great hike. And I love the fact, but I think seeing, you know, if I have the opportunity to actually visit at least in 2 occasions, which I think I would definitely try to do if I ever find myself there, I would do the dunes as well, because they have like the dunes and the beach, which I think is very pretty. Although maybe like you can do both, like right, like in the same day, maybe like go to the beach, maybe go to like the dunes, and maybe like go to the woods as well. I don't know, like they were also incredibly like pretty, and they all look beautiful, and I'm like, oh my god, I would have such a hard time deciding which one to choose if I'm again because you're thinking of like, oh, time restrictions, I'm not staying here for long. So maybe I would do the long one just because I think that would be like the best possible option. But I think the other 2 are like incredible as well. And again, I would love to do them as well. But if I live there, yes, I would be like, they mentioned like, oh, we go here all the time. And he's like, yes, of course. If I live there, I would definitely go there like a few times a week. Absolutely. Because it looks such a like really relaxing place. It just looks like, again, I think when you're like hiking, well, everyone has their own sort of like connection. Sometimes you're like raw dogging and just like, no, I don't want anything. I'm just like focusing on like so my nature walk and thinking about like whatever and just like thinking on your own. Sometimes like you always you have like your music, you have like your earphones when you listen to an audiobook, a podcast or music or whatever. But I think, whatever how it is that you enjoy like doing this. But I think, for if you live there, again, you're able to go like a few times a week. Like, I think that's the dream. Like, I don't know like how far, because obviously they mention like how like you can go there by bus or by car, like it's easy access. But I don't know like how far away like this place is from Amsterdam, like downtown or the actual like center of the city. I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly, but I think again when you're like when I'm seeing like clips of the Netherlands, I'm constantly seeing like the city itself, right? Like the city and then or like the windmills, which I think is like more the windmills when there's like areas where there's like not a lot of cities and there's like a small villages. So this obviously is so like again it's like a national park or something, so it looks like so separated from the rest and it's like a lot of nature. And I'm wondering like, okay, so how far is this from the actual Amsterdam, sort of like where people or most people live? Would love to know, because I'm like, oh, if I lived there, I would go there a few times a week. But he's like, no, you can't, because it's like so far away that you maybe go on, like maybe on the weekends. It's not something that you go like, oh, like on my afternoon walk, or I go there like before work. No, I don't think maybe it's not that feasible. But maybe for some people it is if you live nearby, if you live there. But I don't know if Amsterdam like residents can do this like on their daily lives. But I think if they can, well, they are incredibly lucky because it looks beautiful. And also one thing that I have to mention is that I love it. And he was like, yes, I love that they do not have, like they have a separate sort of like road for bikes. And I agree. He's like, yes, because when you're hiking, like bike, people on bikes, like they can be a little, like it's just like when you feel a little bit like unprotected, and people are just, because obviously they're going so super fast, and obviously you're walking, so it is, or even running, but it's just like it's a little disruptive, and it can make it doesn't ruin the experience, but it's a little bit, you have to be more cautious, you have to be more careful because they're kind of crazy. So if you're into like hiking just as in the actual act of walking or running and people have their bikes on, it's just like, oh my god, I'm sorry, like you have to like it's like when you're a pedestrian and crazy like people on bikes like pass through, and you're like, oh my god, cyclists are a little crazy sometimes, because I think they forget about the whole they forget about people that are walking, and not everyone owns a bike. So, a cyclist, again, not all of them, but some people can be a little crazy. So I do think, I agree, I love that they have like a separate thing, and it's not like cyclists are not allowed in this path. So you're careful. You have to be like you don't have to be as careful, because you can just like enjoy the whole like process of like, oh yes, I'm enjoying my walk. Because again, I don't have to worry about crazy like cyclists like coming at me and be like, oh my god, yes, I'm sorry. So I agree, I love this, and I want to know more also about the horses, because I saw a few horses over there, and at some point, and I'm a little confused about that situation. Maybe you can like rent horses. They give you like they have those like horse tours. Are they called horse tours? That you sort of like you're technically not renting the horse. Like there's a tour guide, and like you get on a horse and they like give you the ride. I don't know if I would do that, but I think it's very fun that they are able to like do this. But also, I think I would definitely go to the whole, I don't remember like the exact name, but they had like a day in particular in which like they spend the whole day there and they play a bunch of games. That looked like a tremendous amount of fun. So I would definitely be like, yes, sign me up for that one, because it looks just like fun. But that was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye!